What if I told you that you're not actually lazy? Most people think their lack of progress is a character flaw, but the truth is far deeper. Procrastination, fear, burnout, hidden limiting beliefs. These are often the real forces holding you back. It's not about being weak or unmotivated, it's about understanding what's really going on beneath the surface. Once you uncover these hidden barriers, you can finally break free and start moving forward with clarity and purpose. Today we will talk about you're not lazy. Here's what's actually holding you back. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Laziness is one of the most misunderstood labels we place on ourselves and others. We often call ourselves lazy when we struggle to get things done, procrastinate, or fail to follow through on our goals. But laziness is rarely the true problem. In most cases, what appears to be laziness is actually a deeper issue: mental blocks, fear, lack of clarity, burnout, emotional resistance, or even hidden self-sabotage. When you peel back the layers, you'll often find that you're not lazy at all. You're just stuck. Understanding what's truly holding you back is the first step toward breaking free from this cycle and finally moving forward with energy and purpose. 1. You're not clear on what you really want. One of the most common reasons people feel lazy is because they don't have a clear, meaningful goal to chase. When your vision is foggy or your goals are vague, your brain doesn't know what direction to move in. You might say you want to get in shape or be successful, but without a crystal clear definition of what success looks like, your motivation fizzles out. Clarity breeds action. When you can see a detailed picture of what you're working toward, your energy naturally aligns to pursue it. People often label themselves as lazy when in reality, they're wandering without direction. Taking time to get specific about your goals, timelines, and daily actions can reignite your drive almost instantly. 2. You're paralyzed by fear of failure. Fear is a silent killer of ambition. Many people avoid taking action not because they're lazy, but because they're afraid of failing, being judged, or not being good enough. This fear can manifest as procrastination, chronic hesitation, or avoidance behaviors that look like laziness on the surface. Deep down, you might fear that if you give your full effort and still fall short, you'll prove your worst beliefs about yourself to be true. So you stay stuck. Overcoming this fear requires a mindset shift. Failure is not proof of inadequacy. It's a stepping stone to success. The people who achieve great things are not those who avoid failure, but those who fail forward and keep going anyway. Start by embracing small risks and viewing mistakes as lessons, not verdicts on your worth. 3. You're mentally and physically exhausted. Burnout is another huge factor that's often mistaken for laziness. If you've been pushing yourself too hard, carrying emotional burdens, or dealing with chronic stress, your body will eventually hit the brakes, no matter how motivated you think you are. This isn't laziness, it's your system protecting itself from collapse. The problem is that modern hustle culture glorifies constant productivity while neglecting rest and recovery. You might be so used to running on fumes that you don't recognize your exhaustion until it paralyzes you. If you can't seem to get moving, check your sleep, nutrition, stress levels, and overall workload. Sometimes the best way to get your drive back is to deliberately rest, reset your nervous system, and restore your physical energy before trying to power through. 4. You're distracted by instant gratification. In a world where dopamine hits are just a click away, through social media, binge watching, video games, and endless scrolling, it's incredibly easy to fall into cycles of distraction. The human brain naturally seeks pleasure and avoids discomfort, so we gravitate toward activities that offer quick rewards and minimal effort. Unfortunately, most meaningful work, like building a career, improving your health, or learning a skill, requires sustained focus and delayed gratification. If you feel lazy, it may simply be that your environment is overloaded with temptations that hijack your attention. You're not lazy. You're caught in a carefully engineered system designed to steal your focus, creating friction between you and your distractions. Setting up intentional digital boundaries and designing your environment for deep work can drastically shift your behavior. 5. You have underlying emotional resistance. Sometimes, what holds us back is buried much deeper. Unprocessed emotions, unresolved trauma, or subconscious patterns that keep us stuck. You may resist taking action because it's connected to painful memories, feelings of unworthiness, or fear of stepping outside the identity you built for yourself. For example, someone who struggles with weight loss might have deeply rooted emotional ties to food as comfort, making change feel threatening. Or someone who avoids pursuing success may fear losing friends or feeling isolated if they outgrow their current circle. These emotional walls are often invisible but incredibly powerful. Working through them may require journaling, therapy, or honest conversations with yourself about what you're really afraid of letting go. Once you process these emotional blocks, action often flows much more naturally. 6. You're lacking the right systems and habits. People often think motivation is the key to overcoming laziness, but the truth is that motivation is fleeting. What truly drives consistent action is systems and habits. If you rely on feeling motivated, you'll always be at the mercy of your emotions. But if you build daily routines, automatic behaviors, and environmental cues that guide your actions, you'll start making progress even on days you feel uninspired. For example, laying out your workout clothes the night before, setting specific work hours, and using time blocking can eliminate the need for willpower. The most successful people aren't always more motivated. They've just structured their lives in a way that makes the right choices easier and the wrong choices harder. If you feel lazy, look at your systems first. Are they working for you or against you? 7. You're chained by perfectionism. Perfectionism is one of the most disguised forms of procrastination. When you feel you have to do something perfectly or not at all, you often end up doing nothing. This creates the illusion of laziness when, in fact, you're paralyzed by impossibly high standards. You may tell yourself, if I can't do this perfectly, I shouldn't start, or I need more preparation before I can begin. This all-or-nothing thinking keeps you stuck on the sidelines. The antidote to perfectionism is progress-focused thinking. Lower the entry barrier. Allow yourself to do a bad first draft or take imperfect steps. Action creates clarity and momentum. When you let go of the need to be flawless, you'll find it much easier to take the small, consistent steps that eventually lead to massive results. 8. You're operating without a strong why. At the core of sustained effort is purpose. If you're disconnected from why you're doing something, it's nearly impossible to stay committed. People who appear lazy are often people who haven't yet connected their daily actions to something meaningful. Going to the gym feels like a chore until you link it to wanting to be healthy for your kids. Building a business feels like a grind until you see it as your vehicle for financial freedom and helping others. When your why is strong enough, you will endure discomfort, push through resistance, and stay focused even when it's hard. Take time to deeply explore what matters to you. Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to change? When you connect your goals to a purpose that genuinely excites you, what once felt like laziness often dissolves, replaced by a quiet, powerful drive that keeps you moving. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.